All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to the Gaming Lounge. What was that?
I said, please don't stop the music.
I said, don't stop the music.
And then I have
welcome.
Kai, Culture Casino, Mac8090, and MandoMerc here today. And we're going to talk about microtransactions and monetization in gaming.
Oh, boy.
And kind of do a little deep dive with that. So,
in other words, it's going to be a 3-hour stream, so stick around.
Enjoy the ride,
boy. Coach, you better clear your schedule for this one.
Yeah.
Right. So, Kai, you said you were gonna give like a list of the stuff, and then we'll get our thoughts and whatnot.
Pretty much breakdown of monetization within games. There's so we're talking everything outside of the upfront sale of a game. Anything on the back end, anything that has to do with what you have the game, making a purchase within the game. And so the thing about that kind of a monetization system for games is that when you purchase the game up front, that's the money that they're getting that's being split up with the stores, with the with all different, the publisher, and then the studio is kind of left. Because they got paid to make the game. So these kinds of monetization systems help game studios stay afloat and not get pillaged by publishers, essentially, who just go, oh, you can make something for us? Cool. And then they make all the money and all the artists and everyone's left in the dust.
That's not the case for every publisher and studio, though.
Yeah, it's not the case for everyone. There are different mechanics at play, but most of the time, publishers make all the money and studios get screwed. So that's the nice thing about these kinds of things, is it helps studios keep going. But there are different ways of implementing it, some of which are not so cool, and others are they've just done an excellent job and they're thinking about their customer first. So the different kinds of monetization within games are microtransactions, battle pass / subscription models, and player trading. So player trading is and macro transactions, but that's never a good thing. Player trading is allowing players to buy things off of one another with real life money. Battle pass is subscription. You pay monthly or seasonally and get stuff for it. And then microtransactions are small incremental transactions of $1 or $2, 50 cents, a few gems or whatever, for little things in games. Or to, it can also be part of lockout systems, like where they lock the player out of zones and you have to buy your way in. That's kind of different.
The egregious microtransactions we've been seeing a lot lately are more like roadblocks just to playing the game normally. It's like, here, you want to pass this boss or whatever, you need to pay whatever to get this weapon so that you can beat him or something like that.
Yeah, that's the microtransactions on the downside of them. That's done poorly, executed poorly. But so we're going to discuss.
Also, some of these microtransactions ain't micro at all.
Well,
that's true.
Microtransactions.
If you ask me, anything above freaking $2 is not micro.
Well, I mean, $5 is. I'm still good with like $5. It's a little bit.
$5 I can get lunch for a week.
For $5, where do you live?
Okay, not
here. Are you eating ramen?
$5 was lunch for a week.
Like, bro, are you in Mexico right now?
No.
Oh, yeah. So, macrotransactions, I was thinking, like, I don't remember what game it was. I had like $100 gun or $100 skin. Was it Apex or someone?
Oh, wow. I think it was Valorant. It was Valorant. It was $150.
Valorant.
I think.
Yeah, okay, that's fucking stupid. If I think the only way that's workable is if you make it in some way so that regular players get.
Well, didn't
like it costs a regular price for if you play this much. Like if you're
Fallout 76 have that $100 thing or whatever, like that you could get or whatever.
That was a subscription where you can.
Fallout first.
So you couldn't use private servers unless you paid for this $100 a year subscription, which turns out the private servers A weren't so private, and B were already looted because they weren't private. So
yeah, and
paying $100 for crap.
And
you're paying $100 to steal, to essentially delete all of your scrap, because apparently there was like a scrap box that you can use to store your scrap, and it was infinite or something because you're paying for it. And then when you put your scrap in there, it just deleted it. You didn't have any scrap anymore.
Yeah, there's been some problems with it
today.
Hey,
with the
new glasses, looking good,
man.
Baby,
looking good.
Yeah,
it's so. When it comes to so real quick, and I just want to say a few things. One, game developers should be paid for what they make upfront. That should be it. You know, developers and studios, they should be going job to job doing what they need to do game development for publishers. A lot of the publishers now have their own in-house development teams, or essentially they buy, game developers, right, Kai?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that does happen.
Okay, so in the case of Bungie, 343, and it, obviously, Blizzard is its own in-house. It's all published in-house. So there are very few quote unquote developers that don't have either a permanent studio relationship or actually in a studio, and if they are, then they need to plan on producing a game, selling the game, and moving on to the next game. Now, I understand where, the mindset is that they want to earn additional revenue. I get it. And that maybe is in the development of the season pass material, which they charge an extra $5 to $25 for, to get bonus material that'll be developed over the course of the year, right? If it's not rolled into like the deluxe version of the game. Again, I don't have a problem with that. When you start to reach into the bag of tricks for microtransactions and you're paying $5 or $6 for some skin, that's something else entirely. And then when you break game mechanics by actually being able to buy your way through something, that's a real problem. And I think that puts all of the other players at a disadvantage, especially if they don't have the resources available to buy into that circumstance, situation, whatever word you want to use. So that's when the microtransactions become a serious problem, in my opinion. Now, Kai, you are in that world. Is anything I said incorrect?
I don't like. So I personally agree with the sentiment to a degree. Like, if you buy a game up front, that should be what you pay for the game. But then there's like free games like Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, etc. Or Apex even, that the game is, they're just giving it to you. You can play it as much as you want. So their only monetization system, or the only way they're going to make money, is through microtransactions like that. And Clash Royale actually is a fantastic battle pass system. But I'm going to go off.
Kai, I would interrupt you for a second. Not all of the free-to-play stuff are like you can play as long as you want. Some of them you have like a fuel system.
Free trials.
Yeah, you have a fuel system or something like that, where if you run out, you have to wait until it refills back up, or you have to pay with like other currency to refill it up. You know what I mean?
That's
culling. The culling was one of that, where you had to pay. Like, you got 10 matches free, and then after the 10th match, you have to pay to play again.
Yep.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's it called? Like, I don't like lockout systems, but so with that, with like the time limit, the play limit, let's say, I think that maybe helps them if they don't have the infrastructure to handle like that kind of traffic or something. I'm not really sure about the decisions that go into setting it up that way, but yeah. So the thing about what Culture said, though, that I do want to touch on, that's not inaccurate, but the thing is that sometimes game studios don't have a next project, or they don't, like, even when they have something that they're trying to sell to a publisher, the publisher's like, nah, like Hollywood, they don't take, they're like, no, we don't want that. That's not hot right now. That happens in game industry too. And so if a studio has, if they don't have a next project, they need to still be able to pay their employees, or the studio just goes down and it crumbles. So if they have a relationship with a developer, if they have things like sorted and going, that's good. Smaller studios might have a little more trouble with it. I can't. By the way, are you clipping through that thing? What the hell is going on, Mando? What is that?
Yeah, I'm clipping through it.
Okay.
It has a lot of glitches with it, but it's huge, so I wanted to show it off. because
cool. It looks cool, man. It's a good looking ship.
Yeah, this is pretty much like the ship from Alien, the Nostromo.
Yeah, let's try and stay focused though, because we're gonna.
But sorry, I just figured have gameplay while we're talking, so people don't get.
Atlantean, welcome to the show, man. Do you have any thoughts on game monetization and stuff? Where's your beard?
You're muted.
You muted, Atlantean.
Did someone take your voice, Ariel?
Oh, I muted my. How the hell did I do that?
There we go.
Dude, where the hell's your beard, man?
My microphone wasn't even off. I was actually muted. What the hell?
Welcome back.
that's the first.
You've been muted the whole time.
Okay, that's the answer that question. The beard is gone. I ended up looking like Davy Jones in the mirror every morning. So I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Hey, that's a cool thing.
Just start over.
Yeah, you look great. Thoughts on the subject matter?
As for the monetization thing, I'm a bit iffy on it. When it comes to the idea of microtransactions, I hate them. They've overstayed their welcome in the past console generation alone. That they've gotten really ridiculous. They've gotten the past 2 console generations, I'll say, because it started becoming popular towards the end of the Xbox 360, PS3 era.
Definitely.
Micro with with horse DLC and the Grand Theft Auto Online thing, that whole model there. At the current rate, the microtransaction monetization is getting really stupid. Battle passes are just as stupid, but from a different direction, in my eyes. But I say from a different direction because it's not a microtransaction. It's like, okay, people bought this game from you, and then you're charging them another $20 for them to play online. Like, why? You know, it's
depends on the battle pass, because there's the battle pass where it's like, okay, you have this amount of time to get all this done thing, but then there's the maybe I'm thinking a game pass where it's like, it is a battle pass where you get all the DLC in that battle pass at a discounted price than if you were to buy it
at a discounted price up front, and you don't know what you're going to get or when you're going to get it, but you're shelling out what equates to maybe $25-$30. Whereas if you bought the DLC as it came out, you know, it would be a little bit more costly, but you'd have the choice. It's like, okay, do I want this? Do I not want this? No, it's like, we're gonna shove out a battle pass, and we're gonna give you all these incentives, and it's just gonna be DLC that's coming down the road later. You don't know how good it's gonna be. Yeah. Think of it like the way I think of it. It's like when you bought a PC game in the early days, when you actually got the box and everything, and then you'd buy expansion packs. A battle pass is like buying the game and then paying, and when you go to check out, paying like $30 for an expansion pack that may come. You don't know what size it's going to be, but you'll get it when it's ready.
Well, they usually do a good job about like laying out what's in a battle pass.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Sure. But it's still kind of stupid.
We should probably explain to everyone what a battle pass is, because I don't think everyone knows.
Okay, just in case. Battle pass is you pay for a season or a month or however long in a game, and then throughout the course of that month or season, you get certain accomplishments to receive extra rewards, free skins, and not free because you're paying for it, but you get skins, you get credits, you get all different, whatever the game has to offer. With Clash Royale, I think it's like a month and a half or 2 months the pass for them, and it's only $5. And as you get crowns while you play, you get skins, you get cards, you get all kinds of stuff. And it's a lot of. I actually really like Clash Royale system because it's cheap, and they give you a lot, and they actually keep improving on what you get for it. So now you unlock tower skins, you unlock emotes, you unlock. They put a lot of love into it. But yeah, go ahead.
Question for you. That game you were just talking about, Kai, is that a free-to-play game?
Yeah, free to play.
Hey, I was also going to make that distinction. It really depends on the situation you're using a battle pass. As much as I hate Fortnite, they do it relatively well. You don't.
Yeah, they do.
Free to play, but they give you the option of buying coins, and you can buy the battle pass to basically, whatever they do with like the seasons or whatever. You can get challenges, you can unlock more stuff. With a free to play game, it's slightly less obnoxious because, well, the game's free to play. It's like there's no shame in them charging you, a little bit extra cash to get more out of the game.
Yeah, because you can literally play, and Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, they're not the kind of game that locks you out. You can play as much as you want. I could play all day long if I want. Eventually, you'll stop getting rewards for winning, because they're like, hey, bro, you're going to jump ahead of people. You've played enough. But you can still play. But yeah, I used to occasionally spend a few bucks to buy gems so I could buy stuff, because I wanted to support the game, because it's free and I love it. I play the shit out of it. And so with the Battle Pass, what I like about it is that I don't feel like I have to do that anymore. Now I just give them the $5 and I have an extra objectives in this game that I love.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I agree that distinction is important. If you're paying for the game up front and then purchasing things after, or if it's free and they just need to make some money, Yeah.
We should also make the distinction between battle passes and season passes. They are actually different as well.
That's why I said what a battle pass is, because
because people,
because I'm not
season passes are more along the lines of the DLC thing farther down the road. You pay a certain amount up front, but you're going to get DLC later on when they make it.
Right. And also, for example, Spider-Man PS4 had a season pass.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
City That Never Sleeps DLCs. There were 3 of them.
Yeah.
Which were $20 separately, but if you got them all together, it was like, I don't know, maybe I don't remember how much it was. The season pass. I just remember that each DLC alone was $20, which is $20 too much.
It's just it's like an incentive for them to. And here's the thing about it. Most of these season passes, they're offered day one, so you don't know if the DLC that they're going to be offering is stuff that they're actually creating, or if it's stuff that they sort of ripped off the disc and said, okay, we're just going to remove this, and then we'll give it back because for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
That's the problem with games.
You were going to say something, Culture?
As well as just a lot of, I don't want to say DLC, but a lot of problems in terms of just monetization in gaming right now as a whole, is that a lot of the time they finish the game and then they cut out segments, and then they sell an unfinished product, and then they charge you for the rest of the product that should have been there on release.
Yeah, and
give me an example of that, because I just haven't personally experienced that yet. So
Spider-Man. Sorry, Kai. Okay, who's talking? What now?
You are.
Oh, yeah. Kai wants an example. The deluxe edition of Spider-Man on the PS4, compared to the regular version. The deluxe version came with 3 extra missions that wasn't in the regular version.
Oh, okay. I see.
Also, if you pre-ordered Spider-Man PS4, didn't you get like bonus suit?
No, what were you gonna say, Culture, before somebody else goes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll give you an example. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They literally had an entire quarter of the game that was there, that was in as a part of the game, in addition to all the additional DLC that you could have gotten, that they decided to cut out, and you could only access it if you bought that part of the game. So it was really weird. But there are a lot of there are a lot of games that have been doing that recently, and Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft has been the biggest offender of cutting out a chunk of the middle of their game that was part of the original development and then releasing it separately. So it's just
Final Fantasy 15 did that as well. They had parts where the team members would leave the party, and then they cut those and made those DLC, which is ridiculous.
If you want to go into the whole, on disc DLC thing, probably the first in my opinion, that did it, and it started up the biggest controversy was Street Fighter Cross Tekken back in 2012, where they basically locked a good quarter of the roster as DLC down the line, and players found out within the code, or data mining
in the code
within the code itself.
Yep. Yeah,
And
the assets were already there.
Controversy.
Yeah, because when you release everything on disk, if everything's already there, that's not downloadable content. All you're doing is unlocking what was in the game to begin with. So that's crap.
It's glorified unlock code.
To add to that, Marvel's Avengers that just came out. A lot of the DLC characters are in the game right now. They're just you can't use them yet because they're locked behind whatever code, and the DLC will unlock them. But they're in the game.
Yeah, that's so here's the thing: when you go out and you sell something, this is the complete thing. It's not the complete thing. If what I'm buying on the disc is on the disc, everything on that disc should be mine. And if you're going to legitimately sell me some downloadable content, it better be downloadable and not in the original game. Now, there are examples of companies that do it right. They sell you a complete game, and then they develop a whole ton of extra content that is added to it later. That doesn't actually affect the primary story because it comes at you.
Sorry, I was going to say, may I list an example of that?
Oh, go ahead, please.
So, oddly enough, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag did that. They had the finished release, and then they added the I don't remember what the name of it was, but essentially
Liberations.
Character. What?
Was Liberations
no.
it?
No,
Other
Liberations
missions.
was the one where you played as the chick, right?
Yeah.
That was.
Oh no, it's Freedom.
Essentially your first mate on the Jackdaw in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. He's a side character in that, and at the end of the game, he just walks off, and turns out because he goes to do his own thing, and turns out his own thing is a game that you can play. It's a DLC, and it's pretty much like a full 8-hour game almost. I had a lot of fun playing that because he feels.
And
it's not just it's more Black Flag. No, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, and after that game, and this is something Mando and I have talked about at length. After that game, after Black Flag, after Assassin's Creed 4, whatever you want to call it, after that game was when Ubisoft changed how they did games.
Yep.
Forever. So it's just one of those things, and like I said, I mean, with at least with Blizzard, when you buy World of Warcraft and you get an expansion, it's a legit whole other ball game, right? I mean, it's like adding entire 140 hours of playtime to the game or more.
They give you your money.
And so and then when they add little upgrades, those are like the birds and crap that you can get. Like you don't need all the freaking mounts. If you're out there collecting the pets and the mounts and the crap like that.
Sorry.
But see, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that when they sell you a pet. Because you know what? The pet doesn't do jack shit in the game. It's not going to affect PvP. It's not going to affect the game balance or anything. What?
Yeah, now you can fight the pets against like Pokemon.
Yeah,
you can take them to the arena.
Pokemon now.
I heard about that. But again, don't care. It's not part of the main game, and that's the whole point. Is if you look, Okay, so here's an example: Cyberpunk 2077. When it launches, it is a solid standalone first-person game, right?
Yep.
2 years later or so, 18 months to 2 years later, we'll get a multiplayer that you can tack on to that, but it's an entirely separate thing, and that's where they're going to.
It's a standalone game from Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What I said a second ago.
Yeah, and that is where they're going to have some microtransactions. So it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those situations, one of those circumstances, where you have an entirely other piece of the game, not something that came in the box that you bought the game, to begin with. So I don't like it. It's like Witcher. Witcher had freaking hours of expansions when you could that legit DLC stuff, right? Well, that's what I expect from 2077, and that's what I expect from the publisher, CD Projekt Red.
So doing doing it dirty, like you guys are talking about, where you lock out stuff that's already there. That's like if I went to the store and I bought like a back massager or something, and then it has all this, as it lists all these features, like, oh, cool, and then I open it up and go to use it. It's like, oh, you can't, you need to click this button until you purchase, you need to spend another $10.
I always use the example of a cake at a bakery, where it's like, okay, you're buying a full cake, right? Say the full game is a full cake, right? You're buying it, whatever the reason is, and you pay for the full cake. You already paid the $60, but then they just start taking slices out, and they give you a slice, and then they charge you more for the extra slices, even though you paid for the full thing already.
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah, that's
good. I was like, what's he gonna take away? The frosting?
I don't know. I honestly,
that's what I thought it was gonna be too.
Well, but see, if you look at what Fallout, if you look at the Fallout games, when you got to Fallout 4, and then when you move from Fallout 4 to Fallout 76, they not only took out the frosting, they took out the filling between the layers. There was no decorations on the cake anymore. And at every single step, when they gave you that game, they gave you a game that was worse than Fallout 4 when it launched. And they wanted to sell you the frosting and the filling and all the other, and the candles on the cake and the little decorations and the writing. Like, you fucking bastard.
I was reading an article years ago. I don't remember if it was a Modern Warfare game or Assassin's Creed or something like that. It was like it's a property I don't play, but I was reading about the development because people were upset about how the game released and then they immediately had DLC available, and people were upset about it because it was, I think, the first time that someone had done that, and so the developer was explaining, "Yo, we went gold like 3-4 months ago. Like, the game's been done for months. It just, once it's out the door, it takes time to get to you, like there's the whole printing and then distribution and then all the stuff and the marketing. Like, it's once it's done, but it takes a few months. We're not going to sit on our asses for a few months. We needed to give my artists and developers something to do. So we worked on a whole DLC for you guys, and then we're charging for that because we did it, but like, it's not part of the game. We did it in the time between when the game was done and when the game released, and so that kind of thing helps developers. But
sure, but they could have saved they could have saved face and waited a couple of months to deliver that, or if they were trying to keep those people busy, they could have offered that as part of like a download deluxe or something. If you bought the deluxe version of the game, I don't have a problem.
The first time that someone had done that, so that's why people were upset, and the developer was explaining.
Well, I'm upset But Kai, every time somebody does that, they lose faith and respect of the gaming community, because it's like, okay. So if you're going to work on DLC, right? Finish the game, give us a full and complete game. Don't sell us DLC the day it launches. That seems disingenuous, right? I mean, I from your perspective, Kai, I get what you're saying. You get access to more game because, we don't have to deliver it in a box. Well, the whole point of digital delivery was to be able to deliver it when a game went gold, right? So at that point, if you pump it out digital,
I think
what's the incentive to buy a digital game then?
I think even when you go gold, it's not. They still don't publish like right away. It still takes some time.
Really? Why?
I can confirm that it actually doesn't take. It takes like a week or a month or something. It's not right away.
Okay, but no, I understand. I understand how it works. I'm asking why. Because because to me, when I'm done with something, like today, like 10 minutes before we went on the air, or 15 minutes before we went on the air, I finished up the little intro that I had. It's not permanent, guys, so it's going to be less sexy than what you saw today.
It doesn't have my logo yet. The logo I'm making for the.
I will have to admit that once it's at that point, it's technical stuff that I'm not familiar with.
Okay, it's fine.
I asked those questions, and then the answer I got, I went, okay.
Well, you have to press the discs, you have to press the booklets, you have to, and then you have to manufacture and ship the units. I get all of that, right?
Well, but I'm saying even when it's digital, like I know there's digital, like I don't know anything about that stuff.
You publish it to publish it to your platforms and you're done. It's just like what I did today. I made the intro video and then 10 minutes later everybody out there saw the intro video. So it's just to me it's like if you're going to go gold, go gold. You know, if you have a launch date, you know, then make it when you're going to go gold, right? So, you know what would be amazing is if a game company worked on a game, said the game was coming, and then one day said, "Game's here." Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? You just like, hey, you can download the game today, or you can wait 2 weeks and it'll be in your pocket.
Really cool, actually.
That would be nice. I don't know exactly how it works, so that's why I can't answer. Like, I don't know why they don't just go gold right away. But I do agree. Like, whenever I finish something, like say the poster I made, when I finish that, I'm just like, okay, guys, I'm done. Look, I'm done. I finished it. You know, like the second I finished it.
Yeah.
Let me wait a week or two so that people can. What am I going to wait a week or two for?
Well, and that's okay. So look, and I understand marketing time and everything else. So I get it all. But what I don't understand is again, if you already have a gold date, if you know the date you have to go gold to get to market, then it shouldn't take that long to get it out in the world. And and I know this is where crunch comes from in the industry, right? I get all of that. But you know, man, there is a lot of stuff going on in Hollywood today, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, the news is popping.
No, what?
No, they just you know me. I'm always working. It was like they arrested an actor pedo today too. So
we heard about that.
On that.
Yeah. So yeah, and Nene Lakes is leaving. Yeah, Nene Lakes is leaving the Housewives shows and all kinds of stuff. The world is blowing up.
Expect 20 some odd videos about the pedo thing alone.
Yeah. Right.
Well, sorry. It's just my notes go crazy. Like,
no, Culture. I wasn't jabbing at anybody here.
I know.
Making the joke.
I remember.
Anyway,
the name for the that Assassin's Creed 4 DLC was Freedom's Cry.
Yeah.
Freedom Cry.
Oh yeah.
Freedom Cry.
That was a good DLC. I enjoyed it. Because for starters, instead of having two cutlasses, Aldawali had a giant machete. So already it changed the gameplay because you go from 2 blades to 1, and it was a heavy blade. So you essentially just did like axe type kills with it.
Oh yeah.
Played before, you know what I mean.
Speaking of
and I go back and I play those games. The original Assassin's Creed.
I play Revelations and Assassin's Creed 4 probably like every other year, like alternate.
Black Flag.
I love those games. I love those two. They're probably my favorite of the Assassin's Creed series.
I actually just hooked up my 360, so I'm probably gonna play Black Flag and stream it.
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's
I got
awesome.
Black Flag for free on Xbox.
Oh, I played it. I just never finished it.
So now I have Black Flag on the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC.
Wow. So I want to ask this question because it got brought up. GTA 5 has been out for 250 years. It is still on the top 10. I mean, it just seems like that, right? It's been out for a long time.
When did GTA 5 come out? It's been at least 7 years.
Yeah, the 1930s. That game came out, and everybody. that too. But that game is consistently in the top 20 sellers in the world all the time. I mean, it was in the top 10 recently for like 20 some weeks in a row, and that game is old. Yeah. It's old, but you know what? Everybody, Yeah, so it's been out for a long time, and that's a quality game. Now, you guys were talking about how they monetize their online thing. Well, that online thing was free to start. So if you had GTA 5 and you got GTA Online, you were essentially playing GTA Online for free.
Yeah,
and you were electing at that point to perform missions and other crap in the game to get money or to buy one of those shark cards, right?
Yes.
So I have not played that in a while. I just log in every month so I get my bonus cash, because when we go into the new consoles, they're going to give you, you're going to get to transfer all that cash, right? So, So I've been doing that, and they've also if you've seen, they're like 8 new missions that are coming with the new consoles. So it's really cool stuff that Rockstar has continued to do. So when I look at the right way to go about things, I think Rockstar does it the right way. Do you know who does it the wrong way? Almost everybody else, except for CD Projekt.
Yeah.
Who were you guys talking about earlier with the Assassin's Creed?
Ubisoft.
Yeah, Blizzard does it well. I think they even solved what's it called? Hey, Parrothead. They even solved gold farming with player transaction system.
Which is and
genius.
And it fixed the economy, and it fixed the game economy almost right away. And it made it not profitable to farm gold in the game. Which, if they'd have done that 10 years earlier, more people would have stuck with the game.
Well, but it was a clever thing. It was a clever move, though. Like, I hadn't heard of that kind of a system before Blizzard did
EVE Online.
Okay, well, I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah. There were a couple of other games that actually utilized a financial economy with the game economy. So you could use financial instruments to build, and inside the game
Star Wars
itself,
Galaxies like that.
Yeah, I think so. But there were elements of that, and
online.
what that did is it saved it saved players in the game from having to go or for getting hacked. I mean, you have to think about how many accounts got hacked with Blizzard, so that people could swipe their gold or gold farm on those pins. So,
yeah.
Wow, look at that. This is awesome.
What is this?
I don't know,
This is Star Citizen again, but
Star Citizen, I believe.
Hold on. There we go.
Look at that thing, guys.
Hold on. I love this ship. It's one of my favorite cruisers in the game right now. And
While we're looking at this, I want to thank people for showing up and
see him jump out the window.
Acknowledge the audience a little bit. I see Apollo Patriots here, Captain Shrek.
Oh my God! I just realized how long I've been
Fuel
here.
stopped in for a little bit. I don't know if he's still here. And Darth Host as well. Did I mention Parrot? Yeah, here too. Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I appreciate it.
Wow.
Hey, Captain Trek, Darth Haster, Apollo Patriot, Fuel. Can't wait to get shot a bunch on Sunday. It'd be awesome.
You plan on Sunday?
Huh?
What do you plan on Sunday?
Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 we were playing, and everybody took their turn shooting me in the back when I was trying to kill things. It was fun.
Oh, okay.
Guys, don't shoot culture in the back. That's my job.
Anyway,
right, well,
so how much farther along do we want to go? Yeah, how much farther do we want to go along this microtransaction thing? Yeah.
What's there really left to say?
Yeah, I think we've covered everything. You know what? I actually totally spaced on like subscription games. I was like, what game uses a subscription model? It was like I couldn't think of anything last night. Freaking World of Warcraft.
As I said, aside from World of Warcraft,
ESO. ESO is free to play now, isn't it?
It's just uncommon nowadays to go with a subscription model because of all the new options that have developed over the years. So that's kind of in our archaic system, essentially.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I think it's a good way for developers, especially studio developers like Blizzard, in the case of World of Warcraft, to do that. And then again, I mean, you also have subscription services like, I don't know, the Xbox Game Pass thing, right? That allows you to play a bunch of games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Usually subscriptions are through the.
May I just say something on Xbox Game Pass? It's not anything negative or positive, just my personal opinion on it.
Yeah.
I think they should lower the price to at most $10 a month. Just because at least, I know guys like me, I can't really afford it right now. I just find ways to do the whole $3 for 1 month, and 3 months for $1 type thing every now and again. but I can't. I want to do the full subscription, so I don't have to worry about it, but I can't right now. And I think that if they did $10 a month, that would actually change everything. But
for what game?
For Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, Xbox.
Because the entire thing right now is $15 a month. And
well, I thought it was still 10. Did they raise it?
Much. So, but I get it. It's only a year. It's pretty much only a year old at this point. So. Yeah. I can totally understand why. Like maybe in like 2 years or so, it's going to be like $10 or $8 a month or something. Because I just remember Netflix used to be $8 a month. So.
Well, PlayStation just real quickly, PlayStation, you can get the PlayStation Now service, and that's $60 a year.
Right, and Xbox Live is also $60 a year.
No. This is for PlayStation Now. This is their Game Pass thing. Where right now you have like access to like 800 different titles that you can play, or over that actually. It's probably closer to 1,000 now. But go ahead.
On PC, I would recommend Origin. It's got a lot of options, a lot of classic games, like
but it's not. But it's
and stuff. So it's like it's $5 or $6 a month.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Sorry, go on. You guys were.
Oh no, I was just saying. I mean, when it comes to the console side of things, you have access on the PlayStation Now to play games that, and especially stuff on older consoles. So one of the ways that they wanted to, this is why PlayStation never wanted to make backwards compatibility a thing, is because they didn't think that people would go backwards in time. If they already owned the PS3 version of the game, they wanted to be able to sell them this PS Now so they could play those PS3 versions of the game. Right? That was their thought process, which is kind of greedy. I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, if I were going to get another game, I'd want the most updated version of the game, not necessarily the disc version of the game that I have, but that's just me.
So I just want to clarify the PlayStation Now thing that you're talking about. Is that a service to be able to play your old discs on the current console?
No. They have about 800 titles that allow you to play games, some current ones and some old ones that you cannot play on any current console.
It's basically a game streaming.
Like service. For example, exactly. Okay. So for example, like right now, like I have the Saints Row collection, right? And what I can't play is the best Saints Row, which is Saints Row 2. In order to play Saints Row 2, I have to dig out my old PlayStation so I can play it. Because it won't play on the PS4.
Or you can have me send you the PS2 emulator with all the files that you need to download it, because I can do that.
No, it would be awesome, and you and I will be having a conversation about stuff like that with the emulators, because I've learned valuable lessons about the emulators. So, so I have all these game titles that I can't play because I don't have an operable PS2. I have PS3s. I need to rebuild my PS2, but right now I'm finishing up on my original Xbox, so that's where all my money went. So, but my next all of my money is going to my 3070 card.
Your next all of your money?
The next all of my money.
How much is a 3070 card anyway?
Reasonable. $500.
I'm assuming that's a graphics.
I'm kidding. Yeah, it's actually pretty good deal.
That's nice. Hey, Casino, did you play Saints Row 3rd Remastered? It's out, asks Apollo Patriot.
And yes, I did. And I got 4, and I downloaded the GAT Goes to Hell. And I'm a huge fan, dude. I'm a freak show when it comes to that stuff. So, yeah.
Nice. When are we getting the next Star Wars open world game? We'll get that one.
Pokemon. Right now, we're never getting one, and I don't mean that because like negativity and my feelings towards Star Wars right now. But I mean, we're just never going to, because that's not what EA sees as profitable. That's not what Disney sees as profitable. And
if George Lucas was in charge and made it, it could get done.
If Lucas he would have had 2 of them by now already. He would have had 1313, and then we probably would have had Star Wars Battlefront 4, which would have probably been some kind of open world type thing where it's pretty much Star Wars Battlefront, but open world.
But World of Warcraft, yeah. See, and that they literally were going to do that. We were going to get a MMORPG Star Wars game.
Wasn't that what the Old Republic was?
Well, yeah, but they were also going to. I mean, they were going to utilize a lot of the newer characters as well. You were going to get multiple different eras. It doesn't matter. It's terribly frustrating because LucasArts was so far down the.
It doesn't matter anymore because it's not going to happen. You might as well just look. Yeah. Honestly, if you ask me, at least I could be wrong, but this is my opinion. Star Wars is dead. Let it just rest in peace and let's move on. Because
I wouldn't say that Star Wars is dead. I just think it should be left alone.
It's dead.
There are things out there right now and new IPs that we should be supporting and not just.
Yeah, it's like this novel right here. You see this thing? Look at this sexy book. New IP.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I need a picture of the actual book. I have some now. All right, is it like that? It's like that. We're all going off camera. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I'm just off camera because I'm eating.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, monetization. Oh, you gotta go, Atlantean?
Topic at hand.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Man, we lost him.
Take care.
Yeah, I think he had to go. I think something came up over there. Oh my god, man, ice.
But I know the issues that I've had with monetization. Like I was talking to you before the show, Kai, was with Mass Effect 3 and the DLC or the multiplayer for that.
There's also
you would get the thing, and then you would purchase the stuff, and you would randomly get a new class to play when the classes should just have been available. And then if you wanted like upgrades and stuff, you should have been able to pay money or skins or whatever after that.
Yeah. Well, Kai, you said you wanted to show off your book, right?
Oh, I was.
Show off.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's right.
Oh shit!
Hey, I'm reading.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, this is. I am doing a book review, so I'm reading this tome. This thing's the size. This makes the Bible look small. This is like the Silmarillion of book.
I don't know. The Tanakh is like.
It's the formatting. The formatting popped it up.
Pages.
It weighs like 37 pounds. Like I can do curls with the thing. It's ridiculous.
Ooh, maybe I'll get one for
that. Anyway, so far, Kai, it's engaging.
Awesome. Thank you. That's good to hear.
Oh, I'm bummed out. We lost the Atlantean. I hope he's good.
Yeah.
When are you publicly selling your book?
Over in Atlantis.
Okay.
I love his sunglasses.
Macany.
Wait,
I'm still here. I'm here.
Oh. He's been quiet.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah.
What do you think about
I'm good. I'm just kind of listening to you guys with the discussion in terms of, the whole microtransaction things, because I really can't say much of me going through, my own things with my own microtransactions and me being guilty of a lot of things that we criticize, a lot of things that we have big problems with. It's.
Well, okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you play Madden anymore? Or
no, I never play Madden. I never.
Oh, okay.
I did back to the PS2, but I see what. But I keep a close eye on what's been going with Ultimate Team, and that's a horrible practice to do.
It's terrible.
So much so that the UK Parliament has gotten in.
Should I share the articles from the BBC about like multiple people over the course of 2 years saying how their kids spent X amount of thousands?
I've heard those stories, and it's
I've heard those stories too.
Yeah, and I mean, any of us in the gaming community, Mando. I mean, and I know that I know that you know this because we've had this conversation before. But it's it is gambling to a certain extent. Many of the loot box systems that are out there in the world.
Because at least for gambling, you kind of know what you're getting out of it. At the end of the day, you're either going to get some money or you're going to lose money. Whereas with the loot boxes, you have no freaking clue what you're going to get.
Well, and you're always losing money because guess what?
And
that's not a tangible thing.
For gambling, you can make more money from it.
Yeah. There's nothing tangible at the end of the day. I'm sorry.
It's not trading cards. It's not like the egg items that they were the
Kinder eggs?
saying. No, it's yeah.
When I was a kid, I loved those.
Catchy Queen, how you doing?
Oh, there she is.
There's no.
Hello.
Someone's too busy eating.
Hey, Catchy
to
Queen.
highlight the chat.
No, she didn't pop up on you guys yet. Shush.
Yeah, I know. I have the live.
That's such a great profile picture of the two of them.
Start this
Yes,
way.
it is. I love it.
Star Trek, Star Wars, Halo, and or Babylon 5 and Battlestar Galactica, because that's what Star Citizen is. Pretty much all of those match together.
That is true.
Lore-wise, I'm talking about.
Yep.
And then the gameplay
is
Star Wars open world Star Wars game we always wanted. Like I literally just parked my ship 1,000 meters away from where I just walked. I just walked to an outpost because I can.
Yeah.
So what Mando was saying is that we could have had those games like 1313 or Visceral and Amy Hennig's Project Ragtag,
which would have been a pale version of it, but yes,
it would have been Uncharted with Star Wars, basically.
That's because the problem is they're banking too much on these live service things,
right,
and ignoring single player content.
And look, if you, I know this might be a personal thing with me, but I know my brother said the same thing as I did, because we were talking about it a few months ago when Jedi Fallen Order came out. We were immediately comparing it to the Force Unleashed games because he and I both loved those games on both the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360 because it was a similar thing with those games. It was a similar thing with X-Men Origins Wolverine, where it was like the different generation, like console versions were very different. Like the PS2 version was a very different game, almost literally was a different game than the Xbox 360 and PS3 version. Although in the case of Force Unleashed, both versions were good. But still, the gameplay was pretty much the same, where you had like this full force abilities, and it was amazing. Yeah, the lightsaber combat was kind of like hitting people with a glow stick. We both hated that, but like the force abilities were what the game's real mechanics were about. And we were pretty much watching gameplay of the Jedi Fallen Order thing, and we're both kind of like, it's Force Unleashed still looks better. If you want to play like a game where you get to feel like a Jedi or a Sith or a Dark Jedi, whatever you want to be, Force Unleashed is probably a better game to do that. Just because of all the combos, force abilities, and such. It's just.
Now, because we were talking about feeling the effects of being a Jedi and experiencing that and being engaged in it, I want to ask a question that I've been dying to ask everybody, and I always forget it during one of our talks, and it's this. Mm-hmm. Are you surprised that there isn't an emphasis on the next generation of consoles for VR?
No,
I'm not. And I think it's because it had some successes this generation, but mostly blunders.
Well, go ahead.
I think that it's just the industry was taking notice that it's just VR is just not something viable right now.
And then you look at the Oculus too.
No, that's the thing. I think VR is great right now if you are playing on, say, like the Oculus or the HTC Vive or what. Like, it's not on consoles. It's pretty much like useless.
Yeah,
it's just a PC thing, and that's why
it's more of a console thing than it's PC
being relevant.
Okay, now I played. Okay, now and I'm just going to say this because I have an I have a Vive Pro headset and the whole nine, and I am getting ready to buy an Index. Okay, so it's amazing. So I also have a PlayStation 4 VR, a PSVR. The PSVR does a very good job of putting you in a game. It's a little more, but this is kind of the weird thing because of the way the honeycomb is on the screens in front of your eyes. I will get nauseous if I play for more than 2 hours. On the PlayStation, on the Vive and everything like this, I don't have that problem. And from what I'm to understand on the Index, it'll be even better. So, I'm looking forward to that. Also,
yeah, sorry.
Go ahead, Mando.
Oh,
I was just going to say that. Go ahead.
Jesus. Let culture go first.
I'm
Culture.
just make a quick comment, so I can say at the end.
Okay, all right. And the nice thing about the Index is that it will use a Lightning C cable to do the entire umbilical operation, which makes it, so it makes it much more lightweight and less restrictive. And the only difference is how long your Lightning C cable is.
Right. Yeah. Because that's where you can be more further away from your computer into a more open space. Say your computer's at your desk,
and not be stepping on like a bundle of cables at your feet.
Right. Right.
So.
I've only done
cattail, but
VR a few times, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I was
a nice
surprised
system.
they weren't emphasizing it in this gen because they were kind of pushing it towards the end of this previous gen.
Yeah, well,
this generation.
PSVR, which by the way, Sony did say that you can use your PSVR with PlayStation 5, yet you still can't use your DualShock 4 controller.
I can tell you that the headset blows dog though. Because those eyeballs, the screens are just terrible. I think
the reason why they made it in the first place was just to kind of like cash in on that fad.
Well, but if you've ever used it,
VR, I don't think it's the next thing in gaming. I think it's more like a additional thing in gaming. It's like you got consoles, PC, and now VR. It's not
but now
and PC, and they're going to be replaced with VR. No, I think they're going to get an additional type of game with VR, and I think Boneworks and Half-Life Alyx are perfect examples of that.
But look, Mando, I will be getting the Index headset, right? And then I'm going to get my 3070 card, and then I'm never going to look at my monitor unless I'm hanging out here on YouTube with you guys. I'm going to be wearing that headset the whole dang time, playing games like Star Citizen and stuff.
I can teach you how to set your VR headset with Star Citizen.
I think that may have been exaggerated. It wasn't failure. I think it's just. I think ultimately it comes down to, we're still early. I don't think it's ready.
We are.
Yeah.
How many?
Consider this.
I think everybody was jumping. I think we were jumping in, like companies and such were jumping in the hype a bit too early, and while it was still in development, kind of similar to what we saw with Google Stadia last year.
Well, there's only 3 companies that legit make quality headsets. There's only 3 good ones. That's it.
Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and then
the new Index from Valve. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Valve Index. Oh man, the finger control.
Yeah.
You guys have to. Yeah. If you guys can afford it. If you can,
the gauntlets.
Say if you can, if you can afford it, get the HTC, get the Valve Index, and get Boneworks. It's amazing.
I wish I wonder where Ords is. Did Ords say he wasn't gonna make it today?
Yeah, I think he said he wasn't gonna make it. I think he's got.
Yeah, he was running some errands.
All right. Okay. I miss him because this would be a great conversation for him to be.
Between practicing and running errands.
But no, I think Mando's right. I think that I just think I look at a headset as another monitor. So when I'm buying this Index, I'm just buying a new 4K monitor. That's all I'm thinking. Because to me the prices are similar to get a really nice 240 hertz, monitor. So, that's what I look at it as. Now, a lot of people look at it as that's like a console or a car payment or half my rent or, or whatever else. But, it's just, I like the idea of, number one, I won't have to wear my glasses because I'll be able to change the focal position on the headset, so it'll be crystal clear.
That's cool.
There are some versions, I think, like the Oculus Rift or whatever, allows you to wear your glasses wall.
Oh yeah.
But then there's some where, like the HTC Vive, where you can just change settings.
Yeah, I just change it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will say
Go ahead.
Probably the most. I think some games do use the VR functionality, and when you see it on video, it's incredibly exhilarating experiences. For example, if say if you're doing something like Dirt Rally or Set a Course of VR with a full gaming with your full racing rig, it looks absolutely insane.
Yeah,
and I think it's just I do think that we jumped in too early on this, and the technology just simply is not
right. That's
at that stage yet.
Look, the HTC Vive, it's like $1,000 or so, maybe 800, something around that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gone down in price.
Okay, yeah. So because that's the thing, like it's still a new technology, so it's still going to be very expensive, which is why. And I think that's why, like, Sony just jumped on, like, oh, look, it's this big right now. It's like, yeah, but it's also not ready, which is why yours sucks compared to all the other ones.
I will say.
Go ahead, Mando. McKinney.
I will say this. I think the VR thing is going to have a better, more lasting impact, or is not going to just crash and burn like what we saw with the whole motion control movement that was going on at the time of the Xbox Kinect and such. I think VR is at a much better.
See, I like the Kinect.
I had fun with some of the stuff with the Kinect, but I have to agree, it's not. It was like, if you had that type of technology, it's not the best for gaming. Which is funny because I know of a lot of companies that didn't use it for gaming because it's just not really a good thing for they use it for 3D modeling, like virtually.
I've heard that VR is great for medical use.
Oh yeah, they use it all the time in industrial applications. Yeah, we are 300,000 miles away from microtransactions. Did we just run out of gas on that? Sorry, I feel like I'm the one that did it.
Yeah.
I think we just said what was need to be said, and I think I think a lot of it was kind of the same talking points that we've said earlier, and a lot of people said earlier about just kind of going at microtransactions, like the right way of doing it and the wrong way of doing it. Mm-hmm. Most companies are basically going the greediest way of doing it. And I understand what Kai's saying in that, it's helping the developers, it's keeping the stay afloat. I can understand that.
But it's not always the case. Most of the companies are talking about
responsibility.
Since you said about what I was saying, I think we've drawn the distinction that when companies create extra content on the back end but give you a full product, gamers are okay with that. When they do what the Avengers game did, or they go like the NBA 2K team route and stuff, like when they do it, or some of the other examples you guys gave, where there's a complete game but they're locking you out of it. That's not a good respectable business tactics right there. People are paying for a product, give them that product, and then if you want to give them additional content, then do that. It's because smaller studios, it allows them to continue, to stay going. But if it's done with that intent in the beginning, where you're like just trying to get money from people after you sell them a product, even that's greedy, and I don't think should support the business models that they like. So games that do that, we should,
Okay, so we have great creators in our community like Apollo Patriot, who makes his own like skins and stuff for things, right? Mm-hmm. And he does really cool stuff in the games and everything. For a while, I mean, Bethesda allowed people to do that and to distribute them and not sell them for money. Now they are taking things and putting in their various shops and monetizing
creation club
stuff. Yeah. And I don't like that. I'm like, okay, so you were doing a good thing connecting with your community. It wasn't really costing you anything. And it allowed the fans to build stuff to improve your piece of crap graphics and weather system and lighting and graphic. I mean, graphically they did nothing. So, but then they everything that they've adopted in the new I know I'm beating a dead horse. Bethesda is just awful. So, but it's just we hate being taken advantage of, and I think that if you want to buy a skin, do that. But I think it's ridiculous for companies to come out with like 4,000 skins, and I mean, I understand that with free games like Fortnite or any of these, PUBG stuff or any of that crap, you want to buy skins or you want to have the special looking hammer or some shit. I don't care, right? But that's how you're paying for your game. But when it comes to the regular stuff, especially the top tier games, the 5A titles, right? We should not be buying anything else unless it's more content in a DLC. So.
Hey, so why don't you like Bethesda? I must have missed that.
Which time?
You don't want this stream to go. You don't want this stream to go longer. Come on.
Well, we've got time. It's only been an hour.
Right, look. Yeah. Well, Bethesda's terrible for many, many reasons, including the fact that they're still using the same piece of crap gaming engine.
Creation Club. Not Creation Club. What was it?
Okay, here's the
Creation Engine, I think is what it was.
The modders, like Fallout 4 modders, know the engine better than Bethesda at this point.
Yeah.
You know how I know this? Because there is a mod right now for Fallout New Vegas that recreates Fallout 1 in it. There is one for Fallout 4 that recreates Fallout New Vegas in it.
Wow. So somebody had to go back and rebuild texture mapping too, but that's fine. So, but it's really interesting to me that engine is as old as it is, and they keep rolling out 5A, 3A, whatever you want to call it, titles on it.
Look, even 343 was like, okay, we can't use the Halo engine anymore because this is the same engine since Halo CE. That's why they finally made a new engine, which is I unfortunately I think I'm right here, but I say unfortunately because I think a lot of the 5 years of dev time just since Halo 5 to Halo Infinite was creating that engine, the slipspace engine for Halo Infinite. But at least, hey, they made a new engine to make a new game that they wanted to be bigger and better and all that.
Well, and it's in
Halo CE engine, and then just building off of that, like they did every other year and every other game.
Well, and that's the thing with Bethesda. They didn't put any effort into a new gaming engine. They were telling us we were getting a game that was completely rebuilt from the top up with 76. Every time they've built a new game, they've expanded their team like by a factor of 2 or 3 times the size it was originally. Mm-hmm. And and actually, this is one of the points Kai was like curious about the last time. But they had a tiny little team for oh my gosh, Fallout 3. Fallout 4 was a slightly larger team, and then we get to Fallout 76, and there was, it's just, and so you get a lower quality game. Mm-hmm. You don't. Not only that, you had 0 improvements in any textures. You had 0 improvements lighting, camera tech. You had all the glitches that came with Fallout 4, and some new ones. I mean, and you still have those glitches every once in a while if you're still playing. And there's almost if you think about the fact that there's hardly anybody playing Fallout 76, they really shouldn't have the glitches that they still continue to have. And that's what killed Anthem. Anthem was an unready product that went to a market, that it just failed outright. And it was but it was never going to get any better. And one of the things Destiny suffered from was the repetitive grind.
Well, we went through that. Anthem was a complete mess, even from behind, even from conception. It was a complete mess.
I played it. It's the fight mechanics were fun, but it only got me hooked for about like 2 hours. The problem is the level design, the enemies, the combat, everything else was total crap. So when you only have one good thing, it doesn't work. Like,
well, in here, Fallout 76 was a.
Star System,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Mando.
Anthem's release ran better than it, and this is still an alpha.
Agreed.
Yeah. And here's the thing with
that year.
with Bethesda, They went out. They sold us Fallout 76 with all this stuff, with all the bells and whistles, and all of that. Then you had no NPCs. You were going back and you were trying to find missions from robots and crap and various points, and or finding tapes that gave you missions and or items that gave you missions. So that was a complete failure. You know, it felt like an incredibly empty world. Well, I mean, it is a survival game to a certain extent, but you have to interact with stuff, right?
Yeah.
Then they gave you problems. On top of that, you never were able to build your camp in the same place, and your camp would be gone, and then you would lose materials in the process, you know, and even and the blueprints would never work because you could never put them in exactly the same spot on a different server.
Right, because of the terrain.
I mean, yeah, it was just awful, and it never got any better. And I downloaded it again less than 3 months ago and tried to play it again. Still awful. And then all of the services and the items that they told us would be in the game didn't show up until they wanted to sell you the subscription thing.
First.
Yeah.
First.
And
I mean, after you first?
Yeah, pretty much. So it was disgusting. And so, like I said, they monetized the game because that's how they did it. They monetized the game by giving you an incomplete game and not delivering the things they told you were going to get on top of it. That's why I'm terrified of the new Elder Scrolls game.
Or Starfield.
And Starfield.
Yeah, well, if that ever gets made,
True.
There's so many of these games that get announced that don't get made. Now, you know, Red Dead Redemption, let's talk about that. What a great way to do they built a complete full game that's hours and hours and hours and then some more. And then you have DLC and multiplayer. That's impressive. That's the way you do it right. But you know, when you cut out parts of the game and try to sell it as DLC, that's garbage. So anyway, that's it. We've covered all this ground.
I would say one more thing in regards to Red Dead Redemption 2 and even Grand and GTA 5's case. It's a case of you building such a strong single-player campaign that people have been requesting, begging you to make DLC more just story-based DLC, and all you do is focus on GTA Online because that makes the most money. I'm just saying.
Yep. Also, like with Fallout 76, like a lot of people at first when they heard the idea, because they were a lot of Fallout fans, even myself included. I'm not a huge Fallout fan, but I have friends who are, and I wanted to play with them. We wanted a co-op experience, essentially like take Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, except not broken and co-op. That's all we wanted. Like, you know, one person co-op, maybe 3 person, like nothing. Essentially, your companion would be your actual friend playing with you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what we got. We got this online survival PvP, PvE game where essentially the enemies have no animations, just T-pose and attack you. And it's like,
yeah. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play the Fallout 76 game, so
I didn't either.
I was
going to because I'm not a big Fallout fan. I hated 3, and I didn't even bother to try 4. But my friends were like, "Oh, this new Fallout's coming out. It's going to be multiplayer, and we can all play together." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds awesome." You know, at least it's something that we could all like play together, which would make me enjoy it. And then I hear it was just shit, so I'm like, "Oh, not even going to bother."
Yeah. That's what happens.
So, Anthem, I was really looking forward to too, from that first thing that we got, and then that was a crapshoot too.
And I gotta say, Avengers game, just because we're on the topic of live service titles that seem to have pretty much gone belly up. Avengers game is pretty much Anthem, just with Avengers skin. Except the game, there
are a lot of people that like it, or there are some people.
Angela, I would highly recommend you to definitely look up like the story of, you know, Anthem behind the scenes, because it was a complete and utter mess.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
I'm kind of curious to see what was going on behind Avengers, just because it is such a mess. It's not the worst part about the game is the gameplay itself. That's not good.
You better not be driving, runner. Because if you are, I'm gonna boot you.
What?
How did you know?
He's driving. He's driving.
Are you actually driving?
No. I'm not driving. I'm sitting down.
Okay.
You said you weren't going to be here.
Butthole. What kind of what is that?
Keys are in the thing, you're getting
I've
booted.
never seen anyone drive standing up.
Okay, they're in the thing, but I didn't turn on the engine. There's a difference.
Okay, good.
I'm driving. Driving a spaceship.
You're not allowed to crash your car on a live stream. Can't do that.
Yes.
And I won't do that. And I won't do that.
Too late for that.
You know why? Because I'm a good driver.
Are you parking somewhere?
What?
Yeah, runner. What's your? You got a haircut?
I shaved it myself.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got to train, man. And that's a streamlined thing to makes him faster.
No, that's why you go with the racing stripe.
With the broom.
The racing stripe.
The broom.
You never go for the broom.
Why you say broom? Because I'm Mexican, you think I'm a broom? Because I clean everything up.
Wow.
That's racist.
I got nothing on that.
Wow.
I'll just have you guys talk.
Hey, look, we already had a janitor in Star Wars. We don't need another one.
All right,
yeah. Good.
Hey, look.
So what's your take, runner, on microtransactions?
He's not the cleaner.
We're talking about this thing. All right.
Yeah, microtransactions and monetization.
Okay. Obviously, we all know they're bad.
Yes.
We all know they're bad. They're shit. We don't want them anymore. Yeah, it's just like, for example, like you have to pay like $60 already for a game. Why do you need to pay more for extra shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about how free games they get to explore different kinds of transaction systems, but if you're paying for it up front, it should just be boom, there you go.
And then if they didn't have anything planned and then they end up deciding to add DLC, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But if they're
I think DLC's fine. Yeah. Just make it a good price. Make it a fair price. Actually, make it a fair price.
Yeah.
And it depends by the content, really, and the price. If it matches up, if it averages up, then if it averages together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Then yes, then that's good. But if you're off balance, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask a question. So... You guys, you wait. Time out. Just before we move on, because I know we're about to. Because I'm like telling everybody in the private chat, let's get going. No, but the
all right, cool, sounds good.
Coop and Angelus both have played, for everybody's enjoyment, Ghost of Tsushima.
Correct.
Right? Oh, and it's been fun to observe, right?
Oh yeah.
And all that, and
damn good game.
Okay, I want to ask specifically, because of all the hours I watched you guys play the game. Would you buy DLC for that game if it came out?
Damn right I would. Because I'm gonna want more of that shit because it's good.
Here's the thing though, like, yeah, I absolutely want more. Don't get me wrong, but again, the price is what matters, and if there's a sale, then yeah, sure, I'll get it.
Well, yeah, but let's say they're going to offer you like 20 more hours of gameplay for $15.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's totally worth it.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
sure.
All right, yeah, okay. So there is an acceptable threshold, and I think Mando and I, because we play Star Citizen. If you want a ship, like a ship pack or something, like there's opportunities in that game to buy a ship pack. Well, we already have the game.
Or a
ships.
Okay.
Not author Stephen Walton.
That's how
not copy.
It hasn't come out yet. We're working on the sponsor.
Oh, that was good.
So Star Citizen, for anyone who doesn't know, The game is still in development, and it was entirely crowdfunded. The entire thing's crowdfunded, and to continue to fund the game for the development, that you can buy a ship that will go into development of that ship as well as the game.
You mean a ship?
No, ship.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Like a flying ship.
It goes.
Or a flying ship
that flies through space.
But yeah,
no.
You get the ship, and then it also goes into developing the game. But if you don't want to, say you don't have the money, like me, I don't have the money to buy all these ships, but I want to help support the game. Well, I just continue playing and testing, and I can buy the ships in game too. But here's the thing. When the game is released, when the game is done and finished, right? Whenever that will be, you won't be able to buy ships. That won't be a feature. That's only a thing for the development. Once the development's done, there's no more purchasing real money anything.
One thing that Mando was bringing up, and
how do you obtain your ship then?
Oh, go ahead.
No, Mark, can you keep going, and we'll get that question second.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Marketing. Okay, so one thing you guys that nobody was bringing up, we didn't talk about, was the whole player trading thing. And I know games like CS:GO, who have multiple different trading sites who will actually trade actual money for currency. Rocket League has a few, I would say, a couple of unofficial, not like officially licensed by the game developers themselves, but unofficial sites where you can trade in or you can buy, items and vanity items and such to use in game. And we all remember the whole situation with T. Martin and Pro Syndicate over the CS:GO debacle. I wonder, how do you guys feel about the whole, player trading and, buying items from, I guess you say, unofficial sites to use in game? Or buying skins and such like that.
Well, I would do it. And again, I've done it before. I mean, I bought some premium stuff from the shop for Fallout 4.
Where'd the toilet go?
Why isn't the toilet in one spot? Yeah, where's it at?
It's in the reflection, but it's right there.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
All
it's
right,
a haunted bathroom. That's what it is.
Ghost in the toilet.
Toilet.
Okay.
Wow.
Mando,
what am I gonna do?
While you work on getting the toilet together, do you want to talk about it, man?
No, it's okay. I'll just use the airlock. I'll explosively decompress the crap out.
There you go. All right. Well, let's move on to the last thing we were going to talk about today. And that's going to be the reveal of the prices for the console.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Better not be driving, Cooper. I hear a lot of jostling from you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's something.
Your engine better not be silent. That's what
I don't hear anything. What are you talking about?
Well, so you're doing the jostling.
Find out you're driving.
All right, so here's the deal. PlayStation finally dropped the ball. I mean, they dropped their price.
Was that a slip of the tongue?
Right in and all. They finally dropped their price, and we knew it was going to be hefty, and we fully expected it. And I thought it would be significantly more than it was. I thought it'd be another $150, but $500.
Uh-huh. It's the same as the Xbox Series X. They're both $500.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I think I said this on my reaction stream, but I'm going to say again, because I think it was going to be like $550, $600, maybe $650. It was going to be something around there. And I think what they did is they saw the Xbox One. They saw, oh crap, it's $500. It's the same as what they did last year. Oh crap. Guys, drop the price. Make it equal. We're on, it's like, because right now, here's the thing. PS5 on launch has a lot of new games coming to it.
Yes, it does.
Xbox Series X
title.
not. But the Xbox Series X has a more customer-friendly practice between Game Pass and between the backward compatibility, both game-wise and equipment-wise, like with your controllers and such. And then it's also the fact that it's the same price as the Xbox One was when that launched, whereas the PlayStation 5, it's going to be the same price and you get more games and stuff. And this is why I think Sony is going to be doing better at launch. Like when November, late November comes and Black Friday and everything, Sony's going to do better. But I think Halo Infinite, when it comes out next year, is going to help sell a bunch of Xbox One, Series X consoles, like Halo 3 did with the Xbox 360. And over time, I think the Xbox might, just because of that customer loyalty practices that we're doing right now.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, who do you want to get? You want to get a console that actually, like, hey, take a look, because this isn't relative for us, but for, say, like a family that has 3 kids, right? Say you have a family that has 3 kids. They all want to play. And you as a parent are like, okay, which console do I get? They're both the same, but one's letting me, get... They have the Xbox Ones, right? Like, say they have the Xbox One, but which one do I get them now? Well, the Xbox Series X will let me use the Xbox One controllers, so this way they can still all play together, and I don't have to get 2 new controllers for the other 2 kids at $50 a controller. Whereas with the PlayStation 5, you have to get new controllers for the console. So that's one reason. Like, I'm not trying to go like more Xbox towards PlayStation. I'm just trying to state the facts and why I think Xbox might win. I like that they're doing more customer-friendly practices versus Sony's more greedy practices.
Well, so there are some advantages to getting the PlayStation as well, because the pipeline between the processor and the graphics processor. You're not going to be throttled as much. The architecture is better. There's a lot of customized components in the PS5, whereas Microsoft still utilized a lot of off-the-shelf stuff, or just repurposed some off-the-shelf stuff. You also have a better memory bandwidth on the PS5, so you're going to be able to see up to 8K gaming. That's not a baloney sausage statement on their part. Yeah. So it's going to be a graphically better console, and the developers will have an opportunity to utilize much more of it. So games will look different between the two consoles. They just will. The identical games will look different.
Yeah.
It's not real-time ray tracing like we're going to get out of the. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not real-time ray tracing like we're getting with the 30 the 3030.
Oh, Coach, speaking of ray tracing, I have something to tell you.
I'm going to get both, but that's what I'm leaning forward first.
Right. Well, I understand, Angelus, why you would want to get both consoles. I mean, I'm going to eventually, but my first one, if I can find one, will be the PS5. So, Microsoft lost me as a customer on the console for a period of time, and they because they were dumb. So I'm just.
They lost the console war with the Xbox One. The second they now's about it. But I feel like they're making a comeback with the Series X, and it's not just because of I think between the backwards compatibility, the Xbox Game Pass, which has been huge right now, like it's helping them a lot right now, let alone with the new console, and just overall, like as we said over time and time again, between Sony kind of treating people like crap versus Xbox One, like, hey, we're not going to force you to pay $60 per controller if you want to play, say, like Call of Duty or Halo with your buddies, right? Versus Sony's going to be like, hey, you want to play Call of Duty with your buddies, like split screen, co-op, or against each other, whatever it is. You have to get new controllers for each of them, and that means
which is dumb.
People, 3 new controllers, 60 times 3 at least.
And we're not going to stifle, creators, forcing them to censor their stuff, even if the game isn't released in the Western region.
And that's another thing too, is that Sony's kind of been very cracked down on. It's very, they're very hypocritical.
It's been a thing towards their Japanese games, and it's
really screwed up because it's like Devil May Cry 5. It's like, oh no, we have to put a lens flare to cover this woman's butt. But Last of Us Part 2, full cutscene? Okay. So,
hey Mando, you want to pause for a second?
Let's let Culture plug if he's got anything to plug, because he's going to be heading out.
No. Unlike author Stephen Walton, I don't have anything to plug. I do have to tell you that you guys you should sub to everybody on this panel.
No way.
And you absolutely need to check out this man's book because, like I said, I'm previewing it. Right? See the bookmark. So I'm reading through the book. It's engaging. I think you'll dig it. Domino is it's going to be fun. I can't wait to finish it. So I'm going to burn through the weekend as much as I can reading the book. So I'm trying to get it ground down. So that
Culture's trying to get Star Citizen to sponsor Walton's Best Brew.
I would like that to happen too. Absolutely. Well, anyway, you guys have a great day out there in the chat. Love you all. I've got Justin Proper's Twibs in a half an hour, and I've got I'm on Comics Division tonight on his channel for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty awesome. So
I'll update you tonight as well.
All right, love you all. Love you all in the chat. Thank you all for taking care of the rest of us, and have a great day. Bye.
Much love, brother.
All right. Take care.
People subscribe to that, man.
So,
show me love.
Who wants to go next?
Okay.
Unplugging their. What's that, Cooper?
I've got about
I was gonna plug my stuff.
Let's have you go since you're low. Go, Culture, or go. Runner.
All right. It's Runner, and I just got done driving.
Both hands on the steering wheel, okay?
I hate you.
I just parked.
Yep.
The two
You're done.
We're just getting
Mando,
for a reason to.
All right,
looking for a reason to kick you off.
My turn. I'm MandoMerc.
Yeah, go ahead, Mando.
Channel called
shit.
Cast in the Shadows.
Wrong button. There you
go. That's about it. I mean, I have some art that I'm selling on eBay, so you should check that out.
Oh yeah, and everybody's links in the description too.
Everyone's links are in the chat. I did not.
Yeah, they're all in the description.
Yeah, so check the description for all our links because there's a lot of them.
So many links, man.
All right, are you done there, Mando?
Yeah, you just move on.
Okay.
All right, what's going on, guys? Maki90, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Here's my schedule. Tomorrow, I will be on Lorena Creole's lunch stream for get to chat with her. We get to show off some of my stuff, and she's got some big announcement. She got a big announcement that she can't wait to reveal tomorrow. So I'm going to be there. Check it out. On Sunday, I will be having, and I'm gonna put this. If you can share my screen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, we're continuing the Ronin Soul drawing stream that I had yesterday. Yesterday was an absolute fantastic turnout. I can't thank you guys enough for it. We did a lot of stuff. I know if Amber's still in the chat, and thank you for showing up there. We're gonna continue that on Sunday, and then another time lapse next week as I'm working on my Togruten Sith piece, and I got some commissions to do on the side as well. So I'm going to be busy. But that's my schedule basically. So I got a lot coming in the coming weeks. So.
Oh, I should probably mention I'm not going to be, for anyone that's wondering, I'm not going to be online starting tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So no.
Oh, okay.
Stuff. So.
Okay, so I need to change
my
screen.
I won't be back until Monday.
Okay, because the thing is, I put your name on it, so I gotta edit the title. So it'll probably just be me.
Did Runner die?
Sunday, yesterday.
Runner got booted.
I think you
didn't boot him this time, but he just I was driving, and I'm like, boot.
You just put that as Kai.
I told you better not be.
You
Noise Park, yeah.
You just boop.
But
You just
still-
boop like Gina. Do you just pull a Gina Carano? Just like. Boop.
I think he got a little butt hurt. But I think he doesn't understand how serious we are about that shit. You know. I bet you. You know what? I'll have one of the. I'll see if one of the Phantom Menace leaders can have a talking to him to like taking it seriously. Because if one of the girls goes, "Yo, runner, we love you, but you need to cut that shit out," he'll fucking.
It'll probably be Nina. It'll probably be Nina or.
Well, I'm about to be on with Lorena Creole on Polly's channel, Latino Slant.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to tune in there at 4:00, and yeah, it'll probably be Nina or Lorena. Either one of them will set up straight.
Okay.
And I got a direct line to each, so I'll put both up.
Now,
Hey, runner.
your shit out
I'm
here.
back.
Okay,
It's
he did
dark
get
in here, man. Turn some lights on or something.
Yeah, bro, you look like
I'll
you're
creep.
walking a Creeper Village.
All right, for real, I'm gonna plug my stuff in right now.
For real,
Okay.
I thought this was footage
Okay,
for
cool.
Resident Evil 8. This could be a jump scare.
No. Okay, there's your lighting, damn it.
I'm sorry, I'm just messing with you.
That's fine.
It
All
puts
right,
the hose again.
All right, so you can find me on YouTube, Runner Studios. Twitter is runner_studios _ I believe. Yeah, that's it. Watch my spoiler-free review for Tenet, because I think that's a movie more people should see. But I also did a trailer reaction for The Mandalorian Season 2, which I don't know, it's okay.
Okay, thanks for. Now we don't have to watch the video.
Be nice.
I
What a
think I watched
what
it.
a-
I commented on it.
Kai, you're a dick.
Now I know
but
what
he's our lovable dick.
There is no lovable dick.
Well, apparently AngelousDraven believes in lovable dick. So
Dicks,
gay.
not
I
like
think
you know,
it's time
like
we could.
the
I think it's
actual
time we could
phallic
say
thing.
wrap it. I think it's time to say we can wrap this up, Angela.
yeah, let's get runner. Do your thing.
Dicks suck.
Yeah, did you plug
Well,
your
thank
stuff?
you, everybody.
All right, wait. What else do I got? I don't know. I might do a video on the PS5 stuff.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool, man.
Cool.
Oh,
And I'll plug in this show because more people gotta know about this stuff. So yeah.
hey, I
Yeah.
did a video on the PS5 event yesterday at Cast and Shadows, so you can check that out there.
Oh.
And tomorrow is Cyberpunk 2077 Night Rewired.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Wire, baby.
So I won't be able to cover that.
Wait, so when is
so
that?
someone else
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
someone else
shit.
at Cast and Shadows will cover it. So check out the YouTube channel for that. But I won't be, so it won't be me. It will be one of the other guys.
Okay. All right. Sunday on Ords channel we'll be playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Continuing Left 4 Dead.
What are you guys playing on Ords?
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2
Left 4
again
Dead 2.
on Ords channel. I believe it's going to be me, Culture, Fuel, Script, and I think Chris is going to be here this weekend.
Isn't there only 4 in that game? Party of 4?
Yeah, but one of us is just in the chat.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to be
Oh,
rotated.
okay.
Because last time it was
But I'll
Skip
be in the chat.
Doctor.
I'll be in the
so-
voice chat, like
Okay.
commentating and stuff.
Don't shoot Culture.
And then I have person getting back to me with some voice work for the thing I'm working on for my channel.
Nice.
And I'll try to get that soon for people. But and then Chaos AD, I should be doing more stuff with that this weekend. So stay tuned to my channel and make sure you sub to everybody that's on the panel. I want to thank Cashy Queen for stopping in, the Atlantean, Parrothead, Apollo Patriot, Captain Trek, and Arth Hoster as well for stopping in. Much appreciated. And that's going to be the end of Late Gaming Lounge for this week. So take care,
The
everyone.
Gaming Lounge is a Gracie Films production.
School sucks.
Do-do-do.